What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is about Snowfall Season 4. Did Alton do the right thing? Now, this is a real complicated question, and I got a real kind of complicated answer. Now, we know the truth, to be short, is yeah, he did do the right thing because crack and everything that was going on with the CIA was horrible and it was destroying the community. But for him personally, I don't know. So let's break it down. Now, when Lisa Ling came in, aka Irene, and she confronted him talking about, I know your son is funding this through drug money and it's with the CIA. If you don't tell, I'ma basically snitch on you. He had a tough decision to make. But the difference was he chose to make this decision on his own without letting all the people that's involved that have the most risk know about it. At the end of the day, they are all there helping him to be sober. He was a bum. He was an alcoholic. Now he has a place where he can help others. He has his family back, and he betrayed their trust. And in the end of the day, he's a damn fool if he think that little reporter can protect them from getting killed or going to jail. And also, he has the least risk. He's not actually selling the drugs or laundering the money, and he wouldn't face the most jail time. But by him snitching, and yeah, he has a guilty conscience because he's seeing directly what's happening with The Rock. He's seeing people die in front of him. He's seeing people leave their kids and family behind for The Rock. He's talking to the police officers and the social workers, and it's weighing on him. It's weighing on his conscience. And that's the difference between him, Sissy, Franklin, and everybody else, is that he's seeing the other side of it on a day-to-day basis. But he doesn't understand the gravity of the situation fully. Yeah, he was in the Black Panthers and he was this and that, but at the same time, he doesn't know what Franklin is going through. He could have basically just signed a death warrant for his whole family, and he thought he was protecting them when all that would happen is Irene would write about how they all got killed. He tried to talk to Sissy and tried to tell her, we need to get out. Let's walk away. But if he would have told her the whole story, hey, from the get-go, this lady is coming, they know this, that, and the other, maybe it's time we walk away. Maybe that argument would have been more compelling and convincing. Instead, he took it on his own to talk on the record, on the tape, about all kind of stuff that really he has no business knowing. He don't know the CIA. He ain't met Reed. He don't know everything that Franklin is doing and what's going on. He doesn't understand all the risk involved. And his wife, Sissy, and Franklin are now actually becoming legitimate business owners and things. Yeah, they're destroying the community, and it is very bad. But at the same time, I'm talking about him personally. He think he was doing the right thing and protecting everybody by going on the record with her. She can't do anything. She's a little old lady living in the house by herself. And she stay in the same neighborhood where the, shelter is. Now, he should have known that this ain't going to work. He should have more sense than this. She's trying to celebrate, trying to bring a drink to the gun line boss, but he a little worried too. And he understands it more than Alton. And Alton ain't even, understanding this, but Gunline, he done been there. He know better, boss. He know about them New York cities, and so he didn't want to drink. She thought it's okay, don't worry about it. If something happened to me, ain't no big deal. But like he let her know, no, that ain't the case. It is a big deal, and we don't want nothing to happen to you. Just for a story. Now, once Franklin found out, what did Alton think was going to happen? You put their whole livelihood in danger. You put them in the possibility of death or jail. And this fool was talking about we survived the Middle Passage and Reconstruction and Jim Crow and this and that. Then he brought up, what you gonna do, shoot me like Andre? First of all, you barely just got back in the good graces of your son and your wife. You put his life in danger, You're making decisions all on your own without including him on it, and then you laid the guilt trip on him. Yeah, he had to give you some crack upside your big ass head because you ain't listening. You ain't understanding the gravity of this. African Americans have survived all that stuff, but not you personally. And a lot of people died during slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, all of this stuff. It's not as if everybody made it through. We can do whatever. He wasn't thinking clearly. He's an old wannabe revolutionary, but he ain't completely understanding that he just basically signed a death warrant for his family. And now it's up to Franklin to talk with Reed. And when Reed finds out, like he said in the preview for the next episode, you got to silence your father. So now he put him between a rock, crack rock, and a hard place, jail. And now he gonna have to go ahead and either probably have to kill his father or find some way for him to do something, kill Irene. They should have, if they would have known, they would have had to have killed Irene, made it look like an accident, and burned the damn house down with all her information. He's talking about too many people knowing the story is out already, but he ain't making no damn sense because he don't know how much they could have stopped or prevented had he have spoken to them at the proper time. He didn't give them a chance to react. Yeah, it would have been horrible if they would have killed Irene. It definitely would have, but this is the game he's in. If he really had that big of a guilt complex, he should have never took any money, and he should have never opened up that shelter. He should have never had anything to do with them as long as they were in that game. Yeah, it would have been difficult, but his conscience would have been clear. He wouldn't have had the guilt complex that he has. And if he was there and he had that guilt complex, he should have been working from within to change their minds to walk away. Sissy said it was a 2-year plan, and after the 2 years was up, they were going to walk away. She said she wasn't going to leave her son hanging like he's done basically before, and she wanted to help make sure that they can do this 2-year plan and move on. The truth of the matter is, it wasn't going to be a 2-year plan. If they could have kept it going and going and going, then they would have probably continued to do that. No matter how much money they have, they really got enough money to stop right now. But because of Reed, the CIA, and everything going on, they really can't stop. Now, the answer to the question, no, he did not do the right thing for his family and his son and his wife and everybody involved, but he did do the right thing as far as for the country, for the community, for the city. That did need to be exposed. It was wrong what was happening, and it did need to stop. But he was not the right person to say something, and he definitely wasn't the right person to go on record. And who he spoke with was the wrong person as well. Now, had he had worked with the FBI or had told Franklin, hey, this is what's happening, maybe we should go to Cuba now instead of talking to the reporter first, because if he would have realized actually the reporter's story can't go anywhere unless somebody like him went on record. So had he not went on record, it don't matter what she had, it wasn't going anywhere. She already had the whole story, but they weren't going to print it because nobody would go on record to corroborate the story. Now, his dumbass gave her exactly what she needed and let her intimidate him into spilling all the beans. Had he spoken up, said, let's get out of here, this is what's happening, or unfortunately told them what was going on and they had to kill her, then maybe they wouldn't be in this situation. Now, he would have had a hard time probably sleeping at night. He would have maybe had more guilt on his mind about what his role was in this whole dope game and what happened with people that's dead, from Andre to Irene and everything else. But at the end of the day, that's the game that they play, and it's a real dirty game. The dope game is no joke. And You know, back in the day, people say, oh, you chose the easy way out selling drugs, where in reality, the drug game is one of the hardest ways to make money, and it's one of the deadliest games to play. That's why people can make so much money, because there's so much risk involved. You got the police, you got criminals. I mean, you can end up dead or in jail. You got to always keep your head on the swivel, and that can be hard, especially if you got a fro like Leon's. I mean, how the hell could you swivel that around? I mean, you swivel it around too much, it may be lift off. So, I mean, all in all, I think that Alton needed to definitely talk with Franklin, definitely talk with Sissy, let them know from the get-go that she was coming at them. And if it needed to, then he should have stepped away from the shelter and let somebody else run it. Why was he there every day when he didn't have to be, especially when the heat was on? That was his cue to let somebody else run the day-to-day operations, and he should have stepped away and made it so more difficult for her to find him and talk to him and get him on the record. In the end, y'all let me know what you think. If you was Alton and you was in his spot, what would you have done? Me personally, if that was my son was Franklin and I was Alton, I would have told him what was going on, and maybe I would have stepped away, or I would have said, let's all go to Cuba together or Panama or something. But I definitely wouldn't have went on the record talking with her, especially as my first option, without knowing any other options that I could have taken. He didn't even explore any other options. He just started running his damn mouth because she knew a couple things. And even Wanda heard this stuff, and now she gonna tell Leon. And once Leon finds out that the CIA is involved, and once this story comes out that Franklin is working with the CIA, this, that, and the other, Manboy, Scully, Leon, everybody that's involved that doesn't know, is gonna be heated. And Franklin could be a dead man walking. Now, of course, we know this is a TV show, and they also got signed for a season 5. So we know Franklin won't be dead yet. But damn, he made a big mistake. So anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all let me know what you think. Would you have done what Alton did? Did he make the right decision? And all in all, yeah, he did, but he was the wrong one to do it, and he sealed his fate for his son and his family by him going on the record and being the one to tell all this info. That's why it's a complicated answer. The truth is, the story needed to come out, and it needed to stop what was happening to the black folks in the community, but him personally was the wrong person to do it, and in the end, he really put everybody in danger. And if we see Louis or anybody get shot like it's supposed to be predicted, I think it's gonna have something to do with him. Although Louis got a lot of other issues going on, but Alton ain't making no better. In the end, I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.